What is keto diet? The ketogenic diet, commonly known as the keto diet, is a low-carbohydrate, high-fat diet. It has gained popularity for its potential weight loss benefits and other health advantages. It involves reducing carbohydrate intake significantly and replacing it with fat, forcing the body to enter a metabolic state called ketosis. In a standard diet, the primary source of energy comes from carbohydrates. When you limit carbohydrate consumption, your body starts breaking down stored fat into molecules called ketones in the liver. These ketones become the main source of energy for the body, including the brain. The macronutrient distribution in a typical ketogenic diet is as follows. Approximately 70 to 80% of daily calories come from healthy fats, such as avocados, nuts and seeds, olive oil, coconut oil, and fatty fish. Moderate protein. Roughly 20 to 25% of daily calories are derived from moderate protein sources like meat, fish, eggs, and dairy products. Low carbohydrate. Carbohydrate intake is limited to around 5 to 10% of daily calories, primarily from non-starchy vegetables and small amounts of low-sugar fruits. By minimizing carbohydrates, the keto diet aims to shift the body's metabolic state from relying on glucose for energy to using stored fat as fuel. This shift can lead to weight loss because the body starts burning fat more efficiently. Aside from weight loss, the ketogenic diet has been associated with various potential benefits, including improved blood sugar control, increased satiety, reduced inflammation, and enhanced mental clarity. However, it's important to note that individual experiences may vary, and the long-term effects and safety of the keto diet are still being studied. If you're considering starting a keto diet, it's advisable to consult with a healthcare professional or a registered dietitian to ensure it aligns with your health goals and suits your specific needs. They can provide personalized guidance and help monitor your progress while ensuring you meet your nutritional requirements. How does a keto diet work? The ketogenic diet works by altering the body's metabolism and shifting its primary source of energy from carbohydrates to fat. Here's a breakdown of how it works. Carbohydrate restriction. The keto diet involves significantly reducing carbohydrate intake. Normally, carbohydrates are broken down into glucose, which is the body's preferred fuel source. By limiting carbohydrates, the body's glycogen stores are depleted, and it starts looking for alternative energy sources. Ketosis. With limited glucose available, the body enters a metabolic state called ketosis. During ketosis, the liver begins converting stored fat into molecules called ketones. Ketones can cross the blood-brain barrier and provide energy to the brain and other organs. Fat adaptation. As the body becomes adapted to using fat as its primary fuel source, it becomes more efficient at breaking down and utilizing stored fat. This can lead to increased fat burning and weight loss. Ketone production. When following a keto diet, the levels of ketones in the blood increase. These ketone bodies serve as an alternative energy source for the body cells, including the brain, which typically relies on glucose. This metabolic shift allows the body to efficiently burn fat for fuel. Macronutrient balance. The keto diet emphasizes high fat intake to provide the necessary energy for the body. Moderate protein intake is recommended to support muscle maintenance and other bodily functions. Protein intake must be moderated as excessive protein can be converted into glucose through a process called gluconeogenesis, potentially hindering ketosis. It's important to note that achieving and maintaining a state of ketosis requires strict adherence to the macronutrient ratios and careful monitoring of carbohydrate intake. Even small deviations from the diet can disrupt ketosis and limit the potential benefits. While the keto diet is primarily known for its weight loss effects, it may also have other potential benefits, such as improved blood sugar control, increased satiety, reduced inflammation, and enhanced mental clarity. However, individual experiences may vary, and it's crucial to consider factors like overall health, personal goals, and any underlying medical conditions before starting a keto diet. What are the different types of ketogenic diets? There are several variations of the ketogenic diet, each with slightly different macronutrient ratios and guidelines. Here are some common types. Standard ketogenic diet, SKD. The standard ketogenic diet is the most well-known and widely practiced. It typically consists of a high-fat, moderate protein, and low-carbohydrate approach. The macronutrient distribution is typically around 70 to 80% of calories from fat, 20 to 25% from protein, and 5 to 10% from carbohydrates. Cyclical ketogenic diet, CKD. The cyclical ketogenic diet involves cycling periods of a standard ketogenic diet with higher carb feeding days. For example, you might follow a standard keto diet for 5 or 6 days and then add 1 or 2 higher carb days. The purpose of this approach is to replenish glycogen stores and provide a temporary increase in carbohydrates for athletes or those with high-intensity exercise routines. Targeted ketogenic diet, TKD. The targeted ketogenic diet allows for the consumption of small amounts of carbohydrates around workouts. This approach involves consuming a small portion of easily digestible carbs, usually 25 to 50 grams, before or after exercise to provide an energy boost for the workout while maintaining ketosis throughout the rest of the day. High-protein ketogenic diet. This variation of the ketogenic diet is similar to the standard ketogenic diet, but with a higher proportion of protein. It typically includes around 60 to 65% of calories from fat, 30% from protein, and 5 to 10% from carbohydrates. It may be suitable for individuals who require or prefer a higher protein intake, such as athletes or those focusing on muscle building. Modified ketogenic diet. The modified ketogenic diet allows for a slightly higher carbohydrate intake while still maintaining ketosis. The macronutrient distribution varies but typically involves consuming 40 to 60% of calories from fat, 20 to 40% from protein, and 10 to 30% from carbohydrates. This approach may be more flexible and sustainable for some individuals while still providing the benefits of ketosis. It's important to note that while these variations exist, the standard ketogenic diet, SKD, is the most commonly recommended and studied form. Why it's important to moderate your protein consumption in keto diet. Moderating protein consumption is important in a ketogenic diet to maintain the metabolic state of ketosis and maximize the benefits associated with the diet. Here's why protein moderation is emphasized. Gluconeogenesis. Excessive protein consumption can stimulate a process called gluconeogenesis. Gluconeogenesis is the production of glucose from non-carbohydrate sources, such as amino acids derived from protein. When protein intake is too high, the body can convert some of the excess amino acids into glucose, potentially raising blood sugar levels and inhibiting ketosis. This can hinder the body's ability to rely on fat as the primary fuel source. Ketone production. Ketosis occurs when carbohydrate intake is low, and the body relies on fat for fuel. Adequate protein intake is necessary for various bodily functions, including muscle maintenance and repair. However, when protein intake is excessive, the body may prioritize the breakdown of amino acids for energy rather than using stored fat. This can reduce the production of ketones and limit the body's ability to utilize fat for fuel efficiently. Satiety and caloric intake. Protein is known to be more satiating than carbohydrates or fat. By moderating protein consumption, you can ensure that a higher proportion of your caloric intake comes from fat, which is important for providing sustained energy and promoting feelings of fullness on the ketogenic diet. Consuming excessive protein may increase caloric intake, potentially hindering weight loss efforts. Individual ketogenic tolerance. The level of protein tolerance while maintaining ketosis can vary among individuals. Some people may have a higher threshold for protein intake without compromising ketosis, while others may need to be more cautious. Personalized adjustments to protein intake may be necessary based on factors such as activity level, body composition goals, and metabolic health. It's worth noting that protein is an essential macronutrient and plays a crucial role in various physiological processes. Therefore, it's important to find a balance that meets your individual needs while still adhering to the principles of a ketogenic diet.